Here's a little palate cleanser. Michelle Otero was the City of Albuquerque's Poet Laureate from 2018 through 2020. In 2021, her debut poetry collection was published, Bosque, that was called. And this year, she released Vessels, a memoir of borders. This week, she and Our Land's Laura Paskus talk about writing and about the challenges and rewards of exploring family, trauma, and history.
Hi, Michelle.
Hey, Laura.
So thank you for talking with me a little bit about writing. So you are so well known for your poetry, and I love your collection of poems about the Bosque, but you just published a memoir, Vessels, a memoir of borders. I'd love to hear how the process of writing prose versus poetry is different or the same for you.
They almost feel like different dialects or accents. They almost feel like a form of code switching. So I speak differently here than I would if I'm, than I would if I'm with my parents, or than I would speak if I'm with my friends in Oaxaca, or sometimes even in my neighborhood, or when I have my mom voice. So, and it's funny because when I first came back to New Mexico in 2006, having written already, I think a lot of people thought of me as a poet, even though I don't know that up to that point I had ever written a poem on purpose. But I read a lot of poetry and appreciated poetry, and I think there was a way that it showed up in my prose. So I think of poetry as being, it just requires more discipline. There are more considerations, I guess I'll say. Like Valerie Martinez talks about how you just have to consider so much more, because it's not just, there's the line break, your unit of measurement is smaller, it's a syllable rather than a word or a sentence. There's how it looks on the page. There's like kind of stripping away until, it's more dense, I think, than prose. So now I kind of like that I'm able to go back and forth between the two, and I'm also writing some short stories, which is fun, because I think I'm a little tired of writing about myself. I'm pretty funny, but there's a lot in this book that's hard to read, and it all ends well. Like there's a happy ending. I'm happy. It's a memoir. That I turned out okay, and so I'm also just discovering a love for. Just being able to expand, like to stretch out and to write about things that aren't necessarily about my own life.
Yeah, so you are very funny, but there's a lot of really hard stuff in this memoir, and hard things about people who are close to you. And I think a lot of writers, we want to keep things from our family, keep things even from like our closest loved ones, but we want to or need to write about them. And you did that in this book. And I would love to know how you were able to do that.
Yeah, there are hard things in the book. So there's some of this book that came out in a chapbook, so a shorter collection called Malinche's Daughter in 2006. And when that came out, I so desperately needed to write the story, and so wanted it to come out, and didn't want to be told that I shouldn't or couldn't. And so I tried in very clumsy ways to talk to my family, and that didn't go well. And so finally it came out, and then it was just like this bomb went off. And so knowing that this book would pick up where that left off, like kind of incorporate it and have a longer arc, I, for many years would leave this project. I, wrote a whole poetry collection. I did a lot of things in the interim, but this book was always kind of there, waking me up at night or nagging me, or sometimes saying like, hey, remember me? I just got some really good coaching from a dear friend and colleague named Joe Weston, who does this practice called respectful confrontation. And he's like, okay, here's what you do. Just print out a draft, have a conversation with each member of your family, send them the draft, and then ask them to talk to you about it. Which felt very simple. It wasn't easy, but that's really what happened. thought about, like, if I were on the other end, how would I want to engage with this material? What would I want to do? How would I want to be cared for and invited into the process? And then I tried to be really clear about what I wanted back. So not, it's going to be hard for me to hear, can you take this out or can you change that? But if you can tell me your experience of reading it and the impact that it had on you, then we're functioning or we're communicating on a deeper level. And I'm better able to receive it. And really that's what I did with each of my siblings, with my parents. And so I don't know that, actually I can't speak for everyone. I don't know that anyone is thrilled, like, yay, like Michelle wrote a book about really hard things. And it feels really good to just not be sitting on a pile of secrets, right? Or to be able to have a book release and have my mother there, and to have the next generation of my family. So I had a nephew and his family attend, and to think about inheritance and also what I'm passing on, and maybe if I can make the load a little lighter for the next generation, then that's, what a huge gift.
Yeah, thank you for talking about that. I love the whole idea of respectful confrontation and how we can do that. And your book release, which I attended in Albuquerque, was such a beautiful and joyous celebration. And it really was, to see your family there and to see you lifted up for all that you do and all you've written was a beautiful thing to experience. Mm-hmm. So thank you for talking about that.
Thank you.
As we're talking, this is a memoir rooted in your own experiences. You also create composite characters, and you explore Aztec gods and goddesses as part of that. How does all of that help tell a more complete or a whole story?
Yeah. So I think my doorway into to these figures in like Aztec or Mexica mythology was through this figure of La Malinche, and she was she became the interpreter for the Spaniards in the 1500s when they invaded what is now Mexico. And so at the time she spoke Nahuatl, and then she spoke another Mayan language and was able to interpret. She spoke Nahuatl and another Mayan language and was able to interpret between those two, but she learned Spanish and then just became the direct interpreter. So I think she gets a really bad rap because a lot of people look at her as a traitor. Here's an indigenous woman who helped the Spaniards. Symbolically, she's also the mother of mestizaje, so the mother of this group of people of which I'm a part, who are a mix of Spanish and indigenous ancestry. So I feel a real, I don't know if we're blood related, I think I write that in the introduction, that, but I feel a real, just a real connection to her. And then I started looking back when I started writing this book, and then before it, when I started writing Malinche's Daughter, I kept wanting to go back in time to find a time when women weren't harmed. And I thought, well, maybe it's in Aztec mythology, maybe it's in some of these other things, and then found this story of Coyolxauhqui, the moon goddess, and I thought, oh, a moon goddess, that's so beautiful, and then her story is so violent, and her brother, the god of war, decapitates her and throws her head into the sky, and that's how she becomes the moon, and so I think the link back to that was thinking about this idea of brokenness, and even if that's our inheritance, like what's our work in this life? And so Gloria Anzaldúa, fortunately, wrote this really amazing piece about the Coyolxauhqui imperative and how our job in this life is to, even if we come in broken or we're broken along the way, our work is to put ourselves back together. And so that really, again, much like with Malinche, I just really felt a connection to Coyolxauhqui and that idea of that brokenness doesn't have to be a life sentence, that there is a way to like remember, and it's in writing our memories that we like put ourselves back together.
Thank you, Michelle. Thanks for talking with me, and thank you for all the work and the writing that you do.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.